You said at one point that you want to be dropping 100 different clips a day on one YouTube channel. Or could you imagine it being more than one channel by that point?
No, I don't want to do multiple channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the do you get to 100? And what you're at, like 10-ish now?
11 now.
11?
11 plus 2 flashbacks and occasional full interviews. So sometimes that number is about 14. Yeah.
There's a small part of me that's like, I don't know if I could handle 100 clips a day in my sub box.
I mean, when me and Leo Cohen talked,
right,
who's the head of YouTube music globally, I asked him, he's like, yo, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Because, you got to understand that in 2008 when I dropped, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to drop a new clip every day, everyone told me that was crazy. That's just too much. People don't want to watch a new clip every day. Just drop the full interview and then whatever, a week later, drop another interview. Like everyone thought that was stupid.
Right.
Fast forward 2022, no one thinks it's stupid anymore.
Right.
A lot of stuff that we did, people didn't understand in the beginning. But the numbers have proven it.
Because you're one of the only people in this space who, if you really think about it, the vast majority of people in this space are trying to make money off of brand deals and sponsorships.
I don't give a shit.
And you have carved out your own lane where you're able to make a shitload of money off of AdSense, which to a lot of podcasts, the AdSense, and actually I'm in the same boat because we make a significant percentage of our income from AdSense, but a lot of podcasts, like $1 million worth of game, they'll play a fucking System of a Down song in the beginning so that there's no chance they're making any AdSense, but they have so much advertising on the episode that that's how they monetize. And it's interesting with yours, though, because, I mean, you told me that one Boosie interview got you 20 million YouTube views.
I think it's more. 22 million.
And, I mean, and then you drop another fucking Boosie interview the next day. That is astonishing. I'm not going to even try to do the math, but that is a fuckload of money off of one piece of content, and you didn't have to do a BetterHelp ad in the middle of it.
I mean, a lot of stuff that what I learned a long time ago is that, remember Steve Rifkin told me this, and it sort of stuck with me. He said, when he first launched Loud used to be a street team company that would basically, if a label was dropping a new artist, they would canvas, put shit all over it, and they have teams in different cities, all the cool kids. They would have little listening parties. They would put
Go check out my Steve Rifkin interview.
Yeah.
Sure, you got one too, probably, right?
Oh, yeah, I've got a few. And he was making a shitload of money, and his dad, that was like a gangster and also an OG in the music industry, was like, him and his uncle, another gangster, sat him down, was like, here's the difference between an asset business and a service business. What you're doing right now is being in a service business. When you get into the asset business, it becomes a totally different ball game. So for me, I'm in the asset business. Everything I do, I create it, and I hope to make revenue for it, with it forever. May not be a lot of revenue, but it might be a few pennies here and there. And if events happen around that video, the views spike up, and
you produce so much content that you're really exposed to those whims. Where if someone dies, there's a pretty good chance there's a bunch of Vlad TV clips that you talked about that topic, or you could re-up that topic, or you interviewed that person, et cetera,
Right. Not that we
not that you're
hope
hoping
that happens. We don't. But, just something like, I don't know. What's like a recent event? Like if Fat Joe was suddenly trending about something, we have old Fat Joe interviews.
Right.
He probably said something similar in these old interviews. But if you're taking like brand deals and so forth, I've never heard of these guys continuously paying you forever as you get views.
It's upfront.
It's an upfront check that becomes part of that content forever.
Some of my best old interviews have like a weed ad in the beginning because I got like a half a pound of weed from some company. And for all of time, 30 years from now, that ad will still be there.
Yeah. So you get that one check. Service business, right? You're doing a service for this company by inserting their content their ad within your content forever. They pay you a check once. They get to benefit for that forever. And it also degrades the actual content, right? People could argue that all they want, but the reality is that someone's sitting down where they prefer to watch it from start to finish with the artist in front of their screen, or with 30 minutes in watching a weed read or a weed commercial or whatever else.
Just the first like minute.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It takes away from the content.
Right.
I feel. Yeah. So for me, the short-term money of whatever that is takes away from the long-term idea of what I'm building. So I just chose never to really take that type of money. And it's not like we get a bunch of offers because we don't really try to pursue that.
Right.
You know, you almost need a sales team to do this type of shit and so forth. So,
but the way that you've constructed your business is such that it's basically intended to get as many views as possible from the clips, to make money from the memberships because people want to see the interviews in advance. They can do that.
Yeah.
And then the full interview is the least prioritized thing because that drops last. And a lot of times it'll still end up getting a lot of views, but usually the clips have more views, which is kind of like, and that's why I know that I still, like, as much as I don't really like brand deals, we need to do as many as we can because ours has always been focused around, we're going to drop this long thing first. Now we're a lot more serious about dropping the clips, but for us it kind of makes a lot more sense to try to really monetize the shit out of that full length piece of content. Yeah,
different type of business, man. I mean, you've done well with it,
right?
You know, bravo to your success. It's
Appreciate
just
it.
that I had a different view of it,
right? But you also have an interview style that is very much geared towards the clips. Like, how conscious of that are you? Because people don't know necessarily that when you're getting interviewed by Vlad, sometimes you can very much kind of tell what the clips are going to be as it goes because you don't do a lot of bullshit small talk in between the clips. It's kind of about the topic.
Topic to topic.
Right.
Yeah, very conscious. I mean, it's laid out in my notes. Like, I just feel like most times we out-research everybody. Most times. That's no shot to you or to anyone else to do it. I just feel like, and there's never enough research. There's always like, oh, I should have spent an extra couple hours. I should have spent another week. I should have whatever. I sometimes find out something after the fact. But to the best of our ability, we really research and really get into a lot of things by watching other interviews, by reading articles. And a lot of times, I mean, look, man, I'm 49 years old. My memory banks are filled with a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.